Trainers, welcome into this video with two new Unicums. The first video with my new glasses. The second one, the first video of mine featuring an Espurr. These battles are from my teammate Dex from France, and for some reason he has an Espurr. I don't know. This thing goes to level 50, has like moderate bulk, a bit bulkier than Galvantula, I believe, and he's running double normal with this. So in this line, Espurr is like his Medicham answer. I don't know. Let's figure it out. These are like Pokemon that I've never seen in play before. It has Confusion, Psy Shock, and I believe Energy Ball. Let's take a look at these battles. I think they are in French as well. Vasi Vigoroth goes into the Galarian Stunfisk here. A bad lead for the Espurr, and actually sneaks a move here. That's interesting because I don't think you should. On the swap, takes that Earthquake, probably expecting something that counters the Vigoroth in the back, and yeah, there is a Noctowl. Not really that much of a counter, but you know, it's not great either. And what's even worse about this, Espurr is a solid Psychic type, so now this thing gets energy and gets like Shadow Balls off, which is annoying. Do you get another Body Slam? Actually does get to another Body Slam. This is the Vigoroth show. Just slamming around. Does get a shield here, that's big. And I also think that Dex is running Quick Attack, Digger Speed, just so it beats this thing in, I believe, the 2 shields. I'm not sure about every even shield, but in some shield scenarios, Digger Speed is just better. Actually, calling the Sky Attack, as you can see, it's quite fragile, has the best buddy on as well. If he's calling another one, that's nice, because now you don't have to use any shields. Interesting play here from the opponent, not even going for Shadow Balls. And then coming back in with that Galarian Stunfisk, throws an Energy Ball. And if you have Quick Attack is actually quite convenient because now, yeah, he does have Quick Attack because otherwise you need to build all the way to that Earthquake. Now you only need the Fire Punch. Quick Attack charges just a bit slower than the Mud Shots, so that does help. And yeah, I'm going for a lot of energy, but CMB. Is this an Earthquake? Only a Éboulement Rock Slide. And because the opponent throws that Rock Slide, Dex can actually undercharge this. Well, in this case, he doesn't get any energy. But I think it's better in some scenarios to not even throw that move, because it will only allow your opponent to undercharge it and then build up more energy. So I think the opponent should really just push for the big move there, to be honest. Try to catch a move from the Sableye there. Unfortunately, not happening. And this is so-so matchup if you don't have Mud Shot, because those quick attacks don't do much. Calling a foul play, but it is a return. I don't think this Earthquake might barely put it into the red. Just barely. Now you need 2 foul plays here. This actually gets really close because I think that the both need 2 foul play and 2 fire punches. I think that the Sableye just outpaces here. Sorry, he has no shields. What am I saying? He has no shields, so this fire punch will take it out, and they can quick attack down the Noctowl. I was a little bit confused here. That happens when you see a lot of battles. And this is a fantastic lead, sacre bleu. A fantastic lead for Dex here, because his backline is weak to this Pokemon. And opponent trying to catch on that, I highly doubt the opponent might not even know what that thing has, to be honest, because I definitely didn't either. Calling the rock, or no shielding this Rock Slide, that's fine. But you do need to bulldoze to land to KO this Galarian Stunfisk and go for the bait. Interesting. Probably calling that the opponent would shield this, but they don't, which is not great. But I think now you can get the farm down, so that's alright, right? You should take this out in 5 counts, I think. Ooh, maybe not. And Dex thinks the next one might not KO, so he decides to throw the Body Slam. That makes sense. Yeah, the next one would not have killed, so that makes sense, yeah. I think Vigoroth also survives 1 counter here, but Dex just throws the Body Slam immediately. It's nice chip damage. Might bring this Medicham into like Psy Shock range. Yeah, that's Psy Shock range. Does he throw it immediately? He does. Now, what could be in the back? My guess is Noctowl. There's always Noctowl in the back, right? If you see Medicham, G-Fisk, dude, this is Noctowl, easy. Or Medi Double Steal, perhaps. Medicham Double Steal. Let's find out. First move coming in. It's a Point Glass. That's an Ice Punch. Oh, and this is iffy. But, hold up. We have the Energy Ball here. This is super effective. Does the opponent know? Do they know? They do. Okay. Unfortunate. Interesting. So we have an opponent who knows Espurr's moveset here. Yeah, a very strong team against Trevenant we see here from the opponent. But I can tell you that 2 serves won't be enough here. So Dex just lives all of this. But the annoying thing is that the Medicham will get more farm now. And if that farm is enough to get to an Ice Punch, that'll be very difficult. But this Diggersby is also really bulky. So it might just be able to get to a Fire Punch here. And I think it does. It does. Easily. Opponent even throwing on the CMP, knowing this Diggersby will get to Fire Punch. Yeah, I think this was a pretty good opponent. I don't know what elo he was at, but Dex is usually quite high elo. So he's facing formidable opponents. Boing. That's the next game. Let's take a look at Alolan Ninetales lead. Swapping into the Vigoroth right away. Probably hoping to bait out like a Medicham. And I think the opponent is just softening up this Alolan Ninetales. Maybe trying to bait out the Swampert. Well, there it is. Lagron. My French is so très bien. It's not. Anyway, first Body Slam comes in, does a lot of damage. Dex knows he loses CMP because I think Vigoroth has like 116 attack or so versus Swampert's 121 on average, I believe. Looks like he wants to get some more farm down. Some more counter damage in before letting the Vigoroth go here. Does get another shield, but I'm pretty sure this Lagron will also get to an Hydro Cannon on the Espurr. And does decide to shield the next Hydro Blast. Wait, he's gonna try to catch? Oh, he counters down actually! That's big. Okay, big. And in comes Galarian Stunfisk. Okay, interesting. Why not the Alolan Ninetales? I guess the opponent is very much aware that there's probably... No, actually, I'm actually surprised by this. Because if you swap out immediately of the Alolan Ninetales lead, you think as opponent that there's something better against Alolan Ninetales. And I hate this play from the opponent because this allows Dex to farm up so much more energy that he can just fire so many point foes off. But he's keeping some energy going into the Espurr here. Look at those confusions, by the way. And Espurr loses... Okay, I guess it's more bulky than I thought, maybe. Well, it also doesn't go to 1500 CP, right? It goes to like 1340, I believe. I'm actually curious. I'm just gonna check this as we speak. What's its CP? Its CP is 1440. Espurr. It's Espurr. Espurr has... it has okay bulk. But it just lacks the... it's not 1500 CP, right? So that's where it lacks stats, I guess. It loses CMP by 2 attack against Alolan Ninetales. Yeah, that's a win for Dex. It's also a little bit more fragile than Alolan Ninetales, so that shows basically how kind of bulky it is, but it just lacks stats because it doesn't get to 1500. This lead is similar to Medicham, but probably worse because your confusions are resisted here. But Dex cannot swap out. The opponent, on the other hand, does. And now you might be able to align that Diggersby to the Deoxys. You take super effective counters, but most charge moves from Deoxys are resisted, except the Psycho Boost. But that will double debuff them. So maybe that's what Dex wants to do here, getting to 2 body slams here. I don't think that KOs though. Maybe if you did one more counter, I think Noctowl lives this. Yeah, and gets to a Sky Attack just barely. If you did one more counter, throwing on the CMP, then you would have had it, yeah. And actually decides to shield that. That makes sense. You want to chip that Deoxys as much as possible. But Deoxys is getting so much energy here. That's also really dangerous. What comes with Deoxys and Noctowl? Registeel or something? Let's take a look. Ooh, catches on the... I don't know what that was. Was it an Umbreon or something? Noctali? It is Umbreon. If only we had the Vigoroth now. I guess the opponent tried to bait out something like a Registeel, which makes sense because both Noctowl and Umbreon are not great against that. This is somewhat of a weird matchup. Looks like Dex is going for that bait here. And that might be the play. It is the play. This is an annoying matchup because Umbreon can win this if they shoot all the Earthquakes correctly. And especially Quick Attack, you have a little bit more fast move damage as Diggersby. So I don't know this matchup too well. Going for 2 baits, another point fu. Get shooted again. That feels bad for the opponent, really. Deoxys still has a lot of energy, so we might see that come in shortly. Let's take a look. Earthquake coming in, doesn't KO just yet. Trying to catch a move here, and successfully does so. I don't know what the win con is. I guess Dex maybe predicted the hard swap from the opponent there. This is a, I don't know who this is, but this is a really good opponent who won a regional before. As we can tell by the shirt. And I think this move barely won't KO, but the Deoxys has so much energy, it might have to. Yeah, it does. It does. I don't know who that is. I might have to check my friend list. Anyway, well played by the opponent. Let's take a look at the next battle. Another core break here. I think this is the last battle that we have. And let's see if Dex can this time overcome the Deoxys, because it's a really tough one. Just because those confuses are resisted, it makes the Espurr even worse here. And this is a dream matchup. Well, dream, it's great because you resist the licks, but I think 3 body slams might might take out this Vigoroth. The licks do only 1 damage, so they don't do that much, and your counters are super effective. But you can't like farm all the way down, right? Yes, you're a Lickitung counter, but also only so much. Let's take a look. I would expect something like a Registeel in the back here. And if Dex counts very well here. Oh my goodness, he counters down. Yeah, he did count well. Well played. Let's take a look at the next Pokemon coming in. That is the Deoxys again, which has to eat a lot of body slams here. Placage. Another body slam. Such a wonderful move. Not super, such a good move, but not super effective on anything. Pretty balanced. Take a look. And again, it gets caught. I don't know what that Pokemon was either. Was that a Noctowl? It's a Guzzlord! And it gets the defense drop. It's a Guzzlord? For once, we don't see the hard meta that I anticipated. Interesting choice of Pokemon trainer. That is a Crunch. No defense drop, which is big. Look at those quick attacks adding up after that defense drop. Going for the Fire Punch. I think as the Guzzlord, you might as well just shield everything now. Yeah, it does. Take a look. Do you shield this one? Guzzlord is an interesting Pokemon. It makes sense. It counters the what's called Trevenant really hard. It counters Ghosts in particular really hard. One of my favorite Pokemon for sure. Like its design is just. Okay, going back into the Espurr, making the Deoxys throw energy. I think a Psycho Boost won't take this out. It's a Thunderbolt. That's quite some energy. So now you might be able to get to the Fire Punch here. Oh, look at Dex's counting. They threw Thunderbolt immediately, apparently. And that allows it to get to the Fire Punch. Okay, now quick attack down this Guzzlord. He does quick attack down. Very well played. And very cool Pokemon by the opponent. I do respect that. Thank you, Dex, for sending in these Espurr battles. A Pokemon not shown before. Maybe one day it'll be useful. And please tell me why you invested into this. Thank you for watching. Hope you liked the video. Have a good one.